Hello, everybody. My name is Lolita Jackson, and I live in Manhattan. I've lived here since 1990 after I got out of college. So I went to a college called the University of Pennsylvania. I came from a very poor background and decided that I wanted to work on Wall Street. And I ended up working on Wall Street in the World Trade Center for a company named Dean Witter, starting in 1992. On 9/11, we were in a conference room because we were having a staff meeting. And during that staff meeting, I was supposed to speak, and I was actually next up to speak. And I'm not a morning person, probably a lot of you aren't either. And so I was looking out the window when, unfortunately, the first plane hit the first building. At that moment, we all gathered ourselves together and we started to leave the floor. We had been trained to leave a certain way, to get cups of ice and water, to grab your belongings if you were walking past them, to check all the interior bathrooms, and to listen to the people who were the fire marshals. We started making our way down the stairs, and I was with one of my close colleagues from work named Thomas Swift. We started walking down the stairs and got an announcement in the stairwells telling us to go to the nearest elevators and take those elevators down to the 44th floor. Thomas decided at the last minute to go call his wife, and he did not take the same elevator that I did. When we were on the 44th floor, that is when we got hit by the plane. That floor had no windows. It was called a sky lobby, so we could not see the plane or see anything that was happening outside. We just felt the impact, and the building just moved, and then it moved back. It felt like it was falling at the time, and I thought I wasn't going to make it out. Once the building righted itself, we all then began to leave, and I started to leave down the closest set of stairs to where that had actually happened, so there weren't many people in that stairwell. I went down 44 flights of stairs in 10 minutes, was able to get out of the building at 9:26, and went about a block and a half away. And my friend, another friend of mine, saw me in the street and told me I should go home. I was able to get the last subway train out of that particular subway station and was underground when the buildings fell. My friend Thomas, unfortunately, did not make it out of the building because when he went to call his wife, he was in an elevator 2 minutes later, was in the elevator by himself when the plane hit the building and the cable snapped, and he unfortunately did not make it out. That was really something that was very harrowing for me, and I went through a few years of trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I realized if you could get killed going to work, you better really love your job. So I quit. I left Wall Street behind, and I took a year off. Thankfully, I had enough money to do that, and did everything that I love to do outside of work. And I knew that the next thing I was going to do with my life would come out of that. And so I've now worked for the New York City Mayor's office for 12 years. I've changed my life, I've changed my career. I helped work on some significant projects for New York City. So I really feel like I was able to change my life and the life of others by this tragedy that happened to me. And it turned into an opportunity for me to really rethink who I was. And my friends who all went through this together with me, many of them also changed their careers, and many of them feel the same way. And we actually gather once or twice a year to talk about that and talk about how this really horrible thing and our friend dying actually made us all closer and made us better citizens of the world. Thank you.